And we're back at it again, getting set for the Belmont Stakes coming up on this Saturday. And it's a really good betting card. Good enough for us to kind of dig into what's happening with the Belmont Stakes first. And then we're going to play a late pick five. We'll do that on the next show. But right now, we're going to focus in. Decent sized field of 9 runners set to go with a mile and a quarter in the Belmont Stakes. Let's get into it. All right. So we've got. It's an interesting field. It's a motley crew, as they say. So you get Vitruvian Man to the inside for Doug O'Neill off the layoff. He's a runner that's a really interesting closer. I don't know if he's got enough of a kick to do anything, and he's been off for 2 months now. So coming back from the long layoff, I don't really think he figures, but he's in here. Power Shift is very interesting. Luis Saez, 12-1. Chief Wallaby, everyone saw the troubled trip that he had, and he still kind of pushed on through to run fourth in the Derby, so he gets attention. Renegade, that's your morning line favorite at 2-1. Consistent, always comes running. Otino, here's a runner off the layoff here for Chad Brown. He has shown some speed in the past. We'll see what he does off the layoff now. Growth Equity, another one for Chad Brown, also has shown some speed, and we'll see what he's able to do, stretching out to the mile and a quarter distance for the first time. Commandment, he was really, really consistent until the Kentucky Derby. Not quite sure what the issue was there. It could be the distance. I guess we'll find out for sure coming up on Saturday. Emerging Market, here's another runner for Chad. I don't know what to make of this runner. Was in perfect position, I thought, early on in the Derby, and then just completely gave it up in the end. We'll see if he's able to come back. Golden Tempo figures in here, especially at a mile and a quarter. Your Kentucky Derby champ is in this field and just needs a little something to run at, right? Speaking of something to run at, let's see if we can find a pace scenario here. Power Shift has some speed, and I think this horse coming off the maiden score, I think with Luis Saez in the irons, I think he's a very assertive rider. I think the only place he can go is to the front end. And then there's Growth Equity, who has shown the ability to sit close enough, especially when he broke his maiden at Aqueduct and came right back in the Peter Pan. And, there was a horse that was going to get away from the field, and he didn't let him. He did a great job and ran him down. So Growth Equity figures, in my opinion, to be close to the pace, but Power Shift should be your clear pace setter in this race. Now, going a mile and a quarter, that could be a problem for everyone else. But maybe not. Let's take a look. Your morning line favorite is Renegade. There's no chance of him being close to the pace. He just doesn't do that. He has 0 early foot. So if Irad wants to use some of that to get into position, it's obviously going to be a problem when they get into the stretch. He might take a little bit of his energy away. He won't have the kick that he needs to win this race. He almost won the Kentucky Derby. Just one of those things, Golden Tempo was his day. But Renegade figures, but I'm not going to play him because I think he's too pace dependent. Then there is the horse that's kind of the buzz horse, right? And you thought maybe you'd get some value on Chief Wallaby, but you won't. He's 3-1 morning line, and he will get bet down because what he did in the Derby was very impressive. He had good positioning. He was able to make a move, and then when he made that move, he ran into some traffic. He got bumped quite severely, and he kept on moving, which was very impressive. He may be the kind of horse that always comes up short. Not sure if this is going to be his day, but he's got a lot of talent. We'll see if he can put it together and score in the Belmont. But I think he'll be in the mix. I just don't like his price. Then there is your Kentucky Derby winner, Golden Tempo, another horse that's very consistent. The only bad race he had there was the Risen Star, and he still ran third in a field of 8, so not bad. He always makes his move, right? Louisiana Derby, he just ran into a better horse that day. And then he was able to get the benefit of the bob and the late surge there in the Kentucky Derby. I don't think he'll be as far back in the Belmont as he was in the Kentucky Derby because you're always kind of guaranteed to get a little action up front for the most part in the Derby, so the closers can sit back and make that run. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it again in the Belmont. I root for him, but I just don't know if he's going to be able to do that. And then we get to another runner, and here's where I have my say. Commandment is 6-1 on the morning line. and I believe Commandment is number 7, not number 6. He's the number 7 horse. That is my fault. Number 7, not number 6, but you'll see it'll be correct later. He is a horse that I think can sit a little bit closer, and that's why I prefer him to Golden Tempo or Renegade or even Chief Wallaby. Commandment, I think, will improve on the jockey switch. Luis Saez rode him for the very first time in the Derby, and I thought he had him too far back. I don't think this horse wants to be that far back. I think if you look at his running lines, he is a 3, maybe 4 lengths behind, but usually 3 lengths at the most, and he puts himself in good position, and he's got a great kick. I believe the switch from Luis Saez to John Velasquez is a positive, and I think Johnny V will have Commandment just a tiny bit closer to the pace, which I think will be, it won't be dawdling, but it won't be lightning fast either. It might not even be decent. It might be a little on the slow side, and I want a horse like Commandment, who I think, 1, can be closer to the pace and still be effective, 2, has a nice punch when he closes, 3, has been in fights and he wins. I'm going to throw that Kentucky Derby race out, and I'm going to go with Commandment, and I think we're going to get great value because I think some folks may not be sold on his ability. They may be disappointed in the run that he put forth in the Kentucky Derby, but I'm not afraid of him at all. And with Johnny V in the irons, I feel like I'll get a better ride. I love Luis Saez, but I think Johnny V will give a better ride on this particular horse, and hopefully he won't have to try to get past Luis Saez in the stretch aboard Power Shift, because trying to pass Louis in the stretch is almost impossible. So we'll see if it comes down to that, but I'm going to go with Johnny V and Commandment to win the Belmont Stakes. You know how we do, solid $25 win wager. Keep it super, super simple. I do not like the Friday card at Saratoga at all, so I'm not playing any doubles or anything like that. I'm just going to keep it simple and nail this Belmont winner, and I'm going to use the money to play a pick 5. It's a mandatory payout pick 5 on Saturday, races 9 through 13. That's what we'll talk about next here on Horse Race Bets. In the meantime, in between time, and until next time, I'm Ken Rudulph here on Horse Race Bets. Hey, good luck, and do me a favor, please enjoy whatever you're into.